Hi, my name's Bill Mason from Mason & Mason. I'm a real estate attorney in Garden City, New York, and this is real estate from an attorney's perspective. So what I want to talk to you today is about this thing called the NAR Commission Lawsuit. I know everybody's talking about it, and I wanted to give you my perspective on what's going on. So I'm going to give you a little background about the lawsuit so you can understand what I'm talking about. So there was a lawsuit that was filed as a class action. It alleges that the National Association of Realtors and some of the largest real estate companies in the country violated antitrust laws. They claim that they conspired to require home sellers to pay brokers inflated commissions, right? Basically buyers brokers inflated commissions. So the case centers around the National Association of Realtors requirement that listing brokers include in the listing agreement compensation to the buyer's agent as a requirement to list on the multiple listing service. So basically what happens is you would, let's say, pay 2% to the listing agent and 2% to the buying agent, and then that was just assumed what the commission was going to be. The idea is now that they want the buyers to be able to negotiate the fee and the sellers. All right, so this settlement, okay, that they just announced, basically agrees to pay $418 million to settle the litigation, okay? And that's in addition to the $208 million that Anywhere Real Estate and Keller Williams already agreed to settle for. So we're talking about some pretty big numbers that are being paid to settle this lawsuit. All right, so now the settlement basically will encompass, basically the National Association of Realtors, local realtor MLS services, and basically brokerage houses that in 2022 paid less than or made less than $2 billion in commissions. Now, for those brokerage companies that did more than $2 billion in commissions, there's a mechanism where they can opt into the settlement if they want to be included, or they can continue to fight the litigation. So that's the background on it and what they paid to settle it. But there's also going to be some big changes to how that they're going to expect realtors to move ahead that list on MLS. Okay, so let me go through the key takeaways to what they're going to have to do. So the first thing is that when an agent takes a listing, they're not going to be putting on the listing what the compensation is to the buyer's agent anymore. So it's just going to list what the listing agent gets. It's not going to list like the total compensation that they will pay or anything like that, just listing agent compensation. And then on the buyer side, what the buyer's agent is going to do is before they show a house to a prospective buyer is that they're going to enter into a written agreement that basically lays out what their fee is for the service that they're providing. So the first thing they have to do is they have to basically lay out the amount that they're going to get paid in a quantifiable amount. So that means that they can't put on there that we're going to get whatever the seller pays us or anything ambiguous like that. It has to say we're going to get 2% of the sales price, or we're going to get a flat fee of $5,000 or something along those lines, so it's very clear. Okay, so they have to get that signed before they show the house. It has to be a quantifiable amount. And then they cannot get compensation from any other source that's not disclosed in that agreement. So those are the three big things on the buyer's end. The big thing on the seller's end is that they are not going to list a cooperating buyer's broker commission on the listing. Now, it's important to note that the agreement does not prevent a seller from offering compensation to a buyer's broker. It just can't be done on the MLS service. All right, so those are basically what's going on with this settlement. Now, the settlement will still need court approval. So unless the court rejects the settlement or the Department of Justice steps in and says it doesn't go further enough, we're expecting to start to see this all start to come into effect in mid-July of 2024. All right, so I hope you thought this was informative. And if you liked the video, please like and share, subscribe. And if you have any questions or you want to speak to me about it further, I'm always available. Our number is 516-739-3090. Thanks very much.